welcome to Day 5 of the World Test Championship. On where things stand, New Zealand are 101 for the loss of 2 wickets. India were bundled up in their first innings for 217 runs. And joining us this morning is Kumar Sangakkara. We had rain yesterday all day. How do you think the playing surface and the outfield will be affected today?
I think the playing surface will be fine. The hover covers here make sure that the pitch is dry. Drainage is really good, and I don't think that'll be any issue at all. I think more for India coming today would be to change up their lengths a little bit. If they bowl a lot fuller, they get more edges. Of course, it'll cost them a few runs, but if they do break through Taylor and Williamson, they'll be well in control of trying to limit New Zealand to a manageable score. For New Zealand, it's about batting and batting long. If they bat maybe all of today or close to the end of day's play, they should be at least 100 to 120 runs ahead. And that'll be what they're looking for.
We've seen 2 full days of play and we're hoping to get 2 full days up ahead of us. Given that a draw is a plausible result, who do you think is at more of an advantage right now, if at all?
I think the game's pretty even just because of conditions and the way we saw New Zealand come back into the game after having a first day of Test cricket where India was probably just ahead. And that's the beauty of Test cricket played here, where the ball's moving and seeming that there's always an opportunity for either side to make inroads. New Zealand, if they get through this first session without much damage, will be very confident of getting to India's score and then getting well ahead. But it's going to be a riveting day of cricket. Ross Taylor, to me, is absolute key because he has the ability to change gears throughout his innings. And I think when they do get to a position of strength, he will try and up the ante, accelerate the scoring rate, and that'll make it even more interesting. So it's be a good contest, but India will be coming here today in the morning, hoping that within that first hour of play, they will try and get at least 2 wickets.
Things are very evenly poised at the moment. The boys spent all of yesterday indoors. As a captain, what would you be telling your side? Everything to fight for at the end of this match?
Absolutely. It's very important for both sides to be motivated, and I think they are. New Zealand has done amazingly well to be rightfully in those powerhouses of Test cricket and all format cricket at the moment. India, again, has shown what incredible depth they have, the preparation and planning they've done over the past few years that have paid dividends in making them, such a formidable and perhaps the best test side going around, all-round test side going around at the moment. But at the same time, it's important, emotions aside, motivation aside, to really settle down on being clinical, executing your game plans really well, and sticking to the basics that usually here in England will get them reward and result. And I think that's the key between the two sides. Whoever of the two that really buckles down to playing proper hard graft Test cricket today, especially in the first 2 sessions, will have an advantage.
All right, we've got our fans joining us this morning. I'm just going to quickly get some questions that we've got them sending in. And the first one is from Avanish Kushwaha. He says, what is more difficult as a batsman to play, seam or swing?
I would say it's seam because you don't have an indication of which way the ball's moving, especially through the air, out of the bowler's hand. And seam movement is always so late, it's very difficult to adjust your shot. So that would be the more difficult one. Here in England, you have both. So it makes it even more difficult.
All right. Navindu asks, what are your thoughts on playing a test match between the World Test Championship winners and a World 11 team of players from all the other countries?
Well, that was trial before, I think, early 2005 maybe, with the Super Series, where the rest of the world 11 took on Australia in both one-dayers and test matches. I think the focus really should be on getting the World Test Championship format right. I think it's been a great advertisement for Test cricket, something to get the fans more engaged and back to Test cricket. I think we need to refine this model a lot more and have it as another benchmark tournament that really inspires not just players to play it with a lot of motivation, but the fans and new fans and younger fans to really engage with the game and come back to it, because Test cricket has a place, both sentimental and also in terms of being the ultimate test of skill for a cricketer. But the real key will be how many people will ultimately watch it. So the players out there have a great responsibility to play attractive Test cricket. And the administrators have the responsibility of making this an even better spectacle.
And we've got one more. Tanmay Chakraborty asks, if the World Test Championship was played in 2001 to 2011, which team would be the final opponent against Australia?
Against Australia, they were the best side by far. I'm not really sure. In those days, there were sides that were very even. A lot of good Test cricket being played, depending on conditions. So it'll be a very interesting concept to think of. So I'm sorry, I can't give you and pinpoint an answer. Sri Lanka, when I was playing, we were, in 2001, we had, I think, almost a 8 Test winning streak at one point, which came to a halt at Lord's on our England tour. We had India playing some excellent Test cricket. South Africa were quite strong in all conditions in those days. Under Sean Pollock, Lance Klusen, I think, did extremely well in India in a Test series that I remember watching. So a lot of sides would have contended for it, and it would have been a very interesting spectacle even back then.
All right, and we are building up to another day of cricket here. Finally, what do you think would be a good score for New Zealand in this first innings?
They will try to get at least 100 runs ahead. If they do that, I think India will feel the pressure. And that's the real key. Get as far ahead as possible. So if they get anything over 300, they might fancy a chance with early breakthroughs to try and put the pressure back on India. And it also depends on how India will come out and bat in terms of mindset. Will they bat to survive? Will they bat to score runs? It's important to get that balance right. But again, that's why I'm very interested to see how today plays out, because what happens today will set up tomorrow. And so many Test matches, I think close to 70% over the last few years have ended in 4 days with a result. So if we do get the 2 full days play, I still think we will see a result.
Awesome. Thank you so much for talking to us. We are expecting play in a short while from now. Stick around. We've got updates coming your way all through today.